Today we'll be installing a mail slot in a wooden door, a hollow core door, and a steel insulated door. First thing I do before installing a DraftDodger mail slot is I establish the center of my door. Now in this case I've decided I'm going to put my mail slot in this panel here. So what I'm going to do is simply take my entire width of the door, in this case is 33 inches, giving me a center mark of 16.5 inches. I then take my template and align it with the center mark on the template, just to give myself a good idea of where I want it to be. Now of course I don't want it to be too high, because the flange on this mailbox will exceed the top of this rail. So what I want to do is simply put it more or less in the middle, and in this case it's right about here. Now I put a little bit of tape on the template just to hold it there temporarily and see if that's pretty much what I want. So what I'm going to do now is simply put a line intersecting the first line I put. Then I'm going to take a level and make a level line across the door. Only about 10 inches or so. Now in order to double check to make sure that I am level, I'm going to measure down from the top of the rail, and in this case I got an inch here and an inch there. So we're pretty much on. Because sometimes when your door is not plumb, you may end up putting your mailbox in askew. So you're best to check those measurements there. Once I've established that, I simply take my template, put it back on, and put it in the crosshairs, that is to say, on my horizontal line and my vertical line. Push down on the tape. Now what I do is I simply, with a pencil, draw along the inside of the template to establish where I'm cutting out. Next, these are pilot holes for the sleeve bolts, these bolts here, that hold the mailbox in place. So what I do is I start off with a 1/8 inch bit. I will start a pilot hole where indicated on the template. And on the other side. Now at this point I can remove my template, change my bit to the larger 3/8 bit, and drill first the holes for the sleeve bolts, and then one hole in each corner, making sure that my drill bit does not surpass the corner. Now we don't have to worry too much, we're a little messy here, because the mailbox, as we said before, it's got a wide flange, so all of this is going to be hidden. Now that I've drilled out the holes, I'm going to take my jigsaw, which by the way, I've covered the bottom of it with some masking tape. This will prevent me marring the door in any way. I've used a wooden bit, and now we're simply going to cut out on the lines that we've drawn earlier. You may have noticed I cut a little bit crooked here, but I'm not too worried about that, because this mail slot comes with a really wide flange that's going to hide any of these defects. Next step in installing would be to get the gasket, which always is installed on the exterior of the door. I simply put it in place, line it up with the sleeve bolts, and slide the mailbox into the slot. Next step is to go around in the inside and install the interior half of the unit. So that this part does not fall out, here I'm going to use a little bit of the masking tape to hold it in place. And now I'm going to go on the inside and install the other half. Now to complete the installation, we simply go on the inside, slide the unit over the outside sleeve, open the flap, take the screw that's provided, slide it in. We'll meet up with the sleeve bolt on the other side. Simply take a screwdriver and start tightening that up a bit. Now we don't want to tighten it fully. We then take the other screw, put it on the other side, again finding the sleeve bolt on the front or the exterior side of the unit, and slowly tighten that up. Now we don't want it too tight because this gives us an opportunity to align the unit. You'll notice here it might be a little bit off, so I've straightened it out because of that looseness of the cutout. We're able to do this. Then finally we snug up or tighten up, pardon me, the right side and then the left. And that completes the installation of the DraftDodger Elite mail slot.